from last year. Bayonetta 3 is a disaster and it's not even out yet.
Mogul Mail. Today I woke up and I opened Twitter.com.
I'm going to go pee.
It's a mistake, but I just have a little monkey brain that claps when I see likes and notifications, so just get over it. But I did happen to see something weird trending. Bayonetta.
I got to pee. I'll be back.
I only really know for two reasons. The first, she's in Super Smash Brothers and almost single-handedly ruined Super Smash Bros. For Wii U because of how stupid and unfair she was. And then also, anyway, I found out the reason she's trending today is because the voice actor who plays Bayonetta uploaded this video.
Hello, my name's Helena Taylor.
Hello.
And I am the voice of Bayonetta. And I would like to explain to you why I didn't voice Bayonetta 3.
So this is the tea. Bayonetta 3 is the third sequel, or the third installment of the franchise, comes out at the end of this month, October 28th. She has been the voice for Bayonetta since it originally came out in 2009 and is no longer working with them. She goes on to explain her pedigree as a voice actor, and then the real tea starts right around here.
The final offer to do the whole game as a buyout, a flat rate, was $4,000 US. This is an insult to me.
Yeah.
The amount of time that I took to work on my talent.
And she proceeds to explain that she's just insulted. They offered her $4,000 to voice Bayonetta in Bayonetta 3, a very successful franchise that's in Super Smash.
That's insane, dude. What the fuck? I don't know what the going rates for voice acting is, but it is pretty intense to just hit. I don't know. It's just like 4K for a whole game's worth of fucking sounds is wild. This is for the lead actor, you know? Psychotic.
Brothers that definitely has a lot more money than they're giving off. She even said in the video that they made $450 million. I don't know how much insight she would have. It seems like an approximation based off sales and not necessarily like a profit loss statement. But they've definitely been a very, very successful video game franchise.
Bro, if she's getting $4,000, what the fuck is, I don't know, what the fuck is like a random supporting cast member getting? Just a kiss? And a pat on the back? Like, is that how that works? They're like, hey, you betcha. That's $25 an hour for a month of 40 hours a week. One of the VAs for Jujutsu Kaisen movie only got offered $150 for their role. What? What? Wait, the chief game designer for Devil May Cry and Bayonetta tweeted out, I warned you, ... What the fuck's he going to do, kill her? He bans English speakers? That's pretty funny. He's not saying I warned you about the voice actors in reference to his Twitter rules where he will block you. Oh, okay. He's not saying I warned you about the voice actors. It's in reference to his Twitter rules where he will block you. He's still a shithead, though. 4K is criminal law. It's suspected to be a lowball to get her to refuse the role because a new VA, Jennifer Hale, is almost certainly making a fair bit more. Oh, so they just like, so they wanted to cut her out. Platinum Games director refused to properly pay Bayonetta voice actors and goes on and blocks so many people criticizing that he gets flagged as spam bot by Twitter. Ridiculously childish behavior. Oh my God. They thought he blocked so many people that they thought it was a fucking spam account. Why didn't they just say we're not going to renegotiate your contract or something? Like, unironically, firing her outright would have been better, right? Like, it still sucks. It's still disrespectful. Like, I'm a fan. I think, for example, David Hayter is a great, iconic voice, right? I was actually disappointed with both Kojima and Konami when Hayter was replaced with Kiefer Sutherland. Was it Kiefer Sutherland? Whatever, the 24 guy. Like, I think that Hayter is, for those of you who don't know, I'm talking about Metal Gear Solid, okay? Like, I grew up listening to the iconic voice of David Hayter. And I did think that Kiefer Sutherland was genuinely a downgrade. Okay? I think it was. It was not good. And maybe Bayonetta has a similar fandom or whatever. And ultimately, I think it's just like, I even think it's like disrespectful to David Hayter for not working with him. Don't say it was for lore reasons. Come on, dude. Okay, whatever. It just, okay, sure. Yeah, copium. That's bullshit. You could still have the same fucking person voice it, okay? Don't. Anyway, that's besides the point. So, I was very frustrated by that personally. I don't know if Bayonetta has a similar fandom, but like one thing that you could have done was just fire this person rather than like giving them a mega lowball offer and then turn around and I don't know. Hit him with a super lowball offer and then turn around and you know, do this dumb shit.
You know, even some huge creators are backing up Helena, and she did ask for.
That's bullshit because Kojima kept the same VA for the Japanese version of MGS5. Yeah. She should have taken the offer and then griefed the whole project. I don't think you can do that. Her contract may have required that they first negotiate it for her role in the sequels. Oh, that's true. Yeah, you're right. She might have had a first look clause or something. That's probably why they lowballed her. That makes sense.
For basically one thing, to boycott Bayonetta 3. That's the whole goal of the video, is she doesn't want people to play it. She doesn't want to try to get paid for it. It's too late. The game comes out in 2 weeks, so they obviously got someone else. But boycott the game and instead support charity, which I think is a really nice statement. I can't act like I will be higher and mightier than thou because I never ever played Bayonetta. So it's not like I am being really strong by boycotting this game. But I do think it's a nice gesture. And clearly a lot of people have also agreed because it has 3.6 million views and 120,000 likes, and it was uploaded just today. So a lot of movement behind this boycott already. Even some major creators tweeting out. It's no secret that voice actors are severely underpaid, but offering $4,000 as a final offer for Bayonetta is depressing. And then also a tweet from Joey the Anime Man, which almost seems like he copied Alpharad. Is this new drama? Hot tea on the timeline? It's no secret that voice actors are underpaid, but the final offer is absolutely insulting. 4K to voice the entirety of Bayonetta 3 is ridiculous. They're both right, though. They are both accurate. They definitely have a lot more money, and this tweet kind of sums it up. Chris Pratt out here making millions for a generic semi-Brooklyn voice for everyone's favorite iconic plumber. Meanwhile, Helena Taylor gets fired and replaced for...
Let's be real. The reason why Chris Pratt is getting fucking paid is not because his voice is the best. Obviously, if they cared about making the Mario voice an incredible voice, an iconic voice, or one that like would make the fan base happy, they would do that. They wanted Mario to have Normie Clout. His name is the reason why he charges that much. It's because he's so cool. Exactly. Let's be real. Like they wanted Mario to hit a normie fan base, especially in the Western world, that it has not hit already. You know what I mean? Which is weird when you think about it, because you're gonna say, "What the fuck?" Like, it's Mario. Mario is more famous than Chris Pratt. Well, no, not necessarily, especially not for newer generations. So obviously that's the reason why they did that. And also, the root cause of this is that seemingly Japanese developers and directors hold American actors to a higher power. Yeah, I've heard this before. I've heard this a lot. I think Japanese directors, developers, whether it be anime, whether it be video games, kind of overall don't give a shit about the English voice actors. I have heard this a lot. That they just don't care, really. That they're just like, yeah, who gives a fuck? Which is part of the reason why which is usually part of the reason why they have so many of these fucking weird stories where what I just mentioned to you is a great example. Like Hideo Kojima, who I love, fucked over David Hayter, the English version of Solid Snake. And don't give me the lore reasons thing because the Japanese version featured the same voice actor for Snake. So they kept him, but they didn't keep Hater. And I would go so far. I mean, I don't know which has more staying power, but I would go so far as to say that David Hayter is one of the most iconic voices in video games of all time. Maybe I'm a little biased because I was a big MGS fanboy, but
asking to be paid more than scraps for friggin' Bayonetta. True. Very true and real. And the craziest part about this story is if you don't know the creator of Bayonetta, Hideki Kamiya, who his name I probably butchered, he is wiling out on Twitter. In fact, he's known for wiling out on Twitter. Check it out. He tweets out sad and deplorable, which just comes straight out of the Trump vocabulary book, about the attitude of untruth. That's what all I can tell now. By the way, beware of my rules. Which is a weird thing to post if you didn't know who this was, but I can explain it to you. Beware of my rules refers to his list of rules when he is fed up with the insects of Twitter.com who never read his posts or header pick and just keep posting. Don't post me in other languages other than Japanese. If you break the rules, it means you're a brainless insect and you'll be blocked immediately. Be careful. What are the rules? Well, pretty simple. No repeated questions. No advice. Don't tag me in conversation. Don't request any games that aren't mine. No shit posts. My block button is bigger than ever. And then I clicked on his profile. Oh. He was going off. All right, well, hey, I got in at the last second there. That's funny. He was going nuts, blocking anybody with a pulse. And I was translating everything. It'd be nice to block quote retweets too. This is basically Slime if he was a game dev. But it is more embarrassing to be acting this way on the day that people are asking for a little bit of accountability and transparency. Every other day of the week, if you are blocking everybody on site on Twitter, you're based. I mean, that's how you should navigate the website. All right, 99% of people are brain dead. Today, I think people just want some answers. And Twitter is the place where you can provide those. So we'll see what happens from that. And we'll see if that impacts game sales. I mean, clearly the American audience and the more online audience is aware of this. But like the Japanese fan base aren't really affected. I doubt they will be participating in the boycott, but maybe you guys can, and maybe that makes Helena and the rest of the voice acting industry a little better because they have some problems. It doesn't end.
Jennifer Hale, who replaced Bayonetta, is literally more expensive though. Yeah, that actually makes a lot more sense. When you realize that the other voice actor probably got a bag. When you realize that it's probably because like they just didn't want to go with the same voice actor, which is shitty, and maybe I don't know, maybe they just they wanted a high profile voice actor, which sucks for the fandom, but it seems like they just wanted to get rid of the older one. But often you have some kind of like first look clause potentially for a multi-game franchise. They made her audition again just to lowball her. Well, they're making her audition again is to lowball. Yeah, it seems like they just did not want to hire her again. Do you understand what I'm saying? They don't make you re-audition for a voice that you have fucking been a part of the franchise on. Jennifer Hale is also part of a union. Yeah, the fact that they went with a unionized employee instead implies further that they just wanted a bigger name. They wanted a bigger name for the Western audience. And they wanted to like disrespect the other person, probably because they wanted to disrespect the other person, probably because they did not want to rehire her, or probably because she had like a contractual clause. Which is ironic because VA's re-auditioning is semi-common. Voices can change over the years for sure. Wait, that's crazy. Maybe something behind the scenes no one is talking about. Yeah, I mean, look, it seems like, like I said, it makes no sense that they would go with a bigger name if their goal was to just like make this as cheap as possible. You know what I mean? Clearly, they had budget for a decent budget for an even more expensive voice actor. It's just that they just didn't want to go with the current one and wanted to go with a different one, and they handled it in the humanly worst possible way that you could. Does that make sense? And it backfired on them. Especially because why do you need a big voice actor for your Western-facing version of the game? Well, because you think it's going to drive more sales. Okay, well, you know what doesn't drive more sales? Unceremoniously and very publicly having a falling out with your prior voice actor, who then turns around and ass blasts you on the timeline. So good luck with that. Happened with Snake and Metal Gear Solid 5 too. I know, I talked about it already. That was genuinely disappointing for me. Fucking Christ, dude. So I kind of understand if you're like as big as a fan of Bayonetta as I was of Metal Gear Solid. I am here for you. I do understand it. It feels petty and out of touch. Yeah. They just make bank with just the Japan sales. I don't think they will care, sadly. Yeah. I mean, well, if they don't care, I doubt that they would hire a big name. They clearly do. Or at least someone in the executive branch clearly cares. They want to improve the number of sales in the West, which is why they wanted to make a decision on going with a bigger name. I mean, it's the classic like Troy Baker shit, right? There's a reason why this motherfucker's in every goddamn video game. People just think his name is his voice is iconic, and his name is iconic, and they think especially for Western versions of Japanese games, they always got him doing voice acting.
There, this is a story from about a month ago, but you guys might have missed it. It's about the voice actor for Mob from Mob Psycho 100. And he posted a video about a month ago.
Hi everybody, Kyle McCarley here. You may know me as the English voice of Shigeo Kageyama, aka Mob, in the anime series Mob Psycho 100. I'm making this video to let you know.
I watch subs, not dubs, so I have no idea what this dude sounds like. Okay.
That, well, first of all, in case you weren't aware, there is a third season of Mob Psycho 100 on the way very, very soon. As a fan myself, I was super excited about this. I'm a big fan of the show. I love playing Mob, and I love you guys.
Proving their point. I mean, it doesn't fucking matter. Don't be a dick to your fucking employees. How is that? My main point is that no matter what, it doesn't matter if you're fucking being like, oh, subs over dubs or whatever. Also, I'm not even fucking proving a single point. They clearly do care about treating their employees well. They just don't give a shit about the American version, the English version. Because, like, if I'm not mistaken, Japanese VAs are fucking like treated like gods. They just straight up fucking disrespect English VAs. Like they just do. They just don't care. And that is an issue. And they shouldn't do that. They are not Hasan. Stop. The Japanese anime industry is dog shit, bro. I thought VAs were like celebrities. Like they were treated like celebrities.
The fans, you guys have been incredible over the years. But I'm making this video because I wanted to let you know that there have been talks over the past couple of weeks between the cast of the show and Crunchyroll, who's producing the show, about potentially producing this season of the show on a SAG-AFTRA union contract. And as a result of those conversations, I'm making this video because it's looking very, very likely that I will not be reprising my role as Mob.
So they fucking cut him because he was unionized and he wanted to unionize the VAs. Like he wanted union employees to be hired as voice actors, and the Japanese guys were like, nope. Not going to happen. That's sad to see. What is this? The animators that they get from the Philippines get what? Wait. What? The yearly salary is $8,500? The animator in Japan is making $10,500. What the fuck? Bro, how are they supposed to survive on that? The average salary of a part-timer in their 20s in the anime industry in Tokyo based on tax records is 20 grand. Wait. The part-timer's making more than the animator, the average salary of an animator in Japan? Wait. The PA gets paid more. The part-timers are contract workers, so they have more gigs. They're definitely working more, though. Yeah. The CG animator, starting salary of the 3D CG animator is 21 grand. The episode director is 24 grand, average salary of an animation director. The series director is 47 grand, average salary of a general series director based on the guidelines based on J.A. Janica. What is that? I don't know what that is. The chief animator gets 50 grand. The executive producer gets... Dude, even the executive producer's not getting that much. What the fuck? This is like... I feel like this is shockingly low. And then you get to the A-list voice actor. And the A-list voice actor from salaries and royalties is making $666,000. That's what I thought. That's why I said Japanese voice actors were fucking, getting godlike treatment in comparison to everyone else. It's a Is VA cashing in that fat check every 5 years just to say 2 lines?
I feel like people who go into, especially like the anime industry, who wants to be a voice actor, they do it for the passion.
You get paid nothing for those sessions. I mean, maybe unless you're a SAG actor in LA, you get paid a decent amount. I think it's $250 minimum for a session, 2-hour session. But yeah, you get the notoriety, which allows you to do a lot.
Yeah,
anime,
yeah. I don't know, because I feel like nowadays there's less notoriety in like big voice acting names.
Yeah.
In dubbing, at least, than.
Bro, I don't understand how a fucking person is supposed to survive in a place like Japan for $10,000 a year. Straight up. I don't fucking understand it. Paid in exposure, literally, that's crazy. They don't? What do you mean they don't? They just die and then they wait for you to. Cost of living in Japan isn't as high, honestly. Bro, that doesn't change anything. Japan is not a developing nation, man. $10,000 a month is like, I mean, $10,000 a year is like Turkish salaries, brother. What are you talking about? That's like that's a Turkish salary. That's lower than a Turkish salary. What, are you crazy? You're talking about dudes. I doubt the production lasts a year, so they make 10K multiple times a year. No, that's their yearly salary. According to tax documents, the average salary of an animator in Japan in their 20s based on industry research. I think that's their yearly salary. Like their total yearly salary. Inside Tokyo's cheapest tiny apartment for $100.
We've all seen the videos with the tiny apartments and